Hello everyone and welcome to another high elo game of Age of Empires. Today someone go dig up Karl Marx because we've got a battle between the hard-working proletariat lumberjack and the bourgeoisie gold-earning lumberjack as Survivalist, playing as the Celts in blue, prepares to take on the Bloodless, playing as the Vietnamese in red. Now while the players herd their herdables explore their immediate and closed-off surroundings because we are on Arena today and try to get their butts up to Feudal, most likely Castle Age, ASAP. Not a bad opportunity for us to take a look at the civ matchup we are going to be watching today. Now, the Celts are a civilization built around their need for speed. Their lumberjacks work 15% faster, which is fantastic, pardon me, because the Celts need lots and lots of wood for their primary focus, which is siege. Celtic siege workshops work faster, their siege units fire faster, and all of their siege workshop units can be upgraded to get 40% more HP. Now, coming back to the need for speed, Celtic infantry move faster than normal starting in the Feudal Age. Their castles and towers can be upgraded to attack 33% faster, and their unique unit, the Woad Raider, is the second fastest infantry unit in the game, and one that comes with a good amount of HP and a pretty damn strong attack. Now, in order to feed a hungry, growing populations, the Celts can convert and steal enemy herdables, even if those herdables are standing next to enemy units, although not exactly something I'm expecting to see on a closed map like Arena. Speaking of enemy herdables, let's take a look at the Vietnamese, an archer civilization that has access to two pretty cool archer units. The first is the Rattan archer, the second fastest foot archer in the game, and one that comes with a pretty decent attack and a massive amount of pierce armor, making it very hard for most archer units in the game to kill it. The second is their other unique unit, the Imperial skirmisher, a better armored version of the elite skirmisher that comes with a higher attack and bonus against both foot archers and cav archers. Now, if that's not enough for you, all units that come out of the Vietnamese archery range do come with 20% more HP. And to support their range units on the field of battle, Vietnamese elephants can be upgraded to get 100 extra HP. They do get conscription for free, which means in Imperial Age, the Vietnamese war machine just really kicks into gear. And to afford the costs of training the ranged units and their battle elephants, all economic technologies for the Vietnamese cost absolutely no wood, are researched twice as fast as normal, and their lumberjacks can be upgraded to generate a small amount of gold while they cut down trees. Now, unlike other civilizations who have features designed to protect them from raiding, the Vietnamese have a feature designed to make them a lot more efficient at raiding, because if you take a look at the minimap, they start every single game knowing exactly where their opponent is out on the map, so they can make, like the Bloodless did, an absolute beeline straight for their enemy's base. So those are the two civilizations. A lot of, at least interesting on paper similarities. You've got the second fastest infantry unit in the game taking on the second fastest foot archer in the game. You've got elephants that can come with 100 extra HP. You've got siege workshop units that can come with 40% more HP. You've got pretty much a battle of, how do I put this? On Arena, some of the most useless bonuses in the game. For example, the sheep stealing bonus of the Celts, not exactly going to happen anytime soon with walls around your settlement. Taking on the I know where my enemy is bonus of the Vietnamese, which on a map like this... Wait a second, what? Already a kill? Usually on Arena, you have to wait at least 15-16 minutes for a kill, but in this case, the Bloodless commits, and I guess he doesn't really care where the relics are? Okay, he's seen one relic, he's seen the attack path, so he may not even try to contest relics. Doesn't seem to have given much of a shit about losing that scout. In any event, knowing where your opponent is on an open map is fantastic. On a closed map like this, where scouts generally trot around, I should say, maybe not the most useful, unless I guess like the Bloodless, you kind of just throw your scout into the meat grinder and lose out here. Survivalist getting the first kill of the game, and by the way, Survivalist now has the only military unit out on the map, as both players hit what looks like 21 villagers. A good time for us to take a look at the map itself. Attack between the two bases, very short. One thing you do, or rather two things you want to see on Arena: where are your internal resources? How close are they to the walls? And therefore, how close are they to being lamed? Survivalist, or rather the Bloodless's 3 resources, not very close to the walls. Gold a little bit, but this is a pretty good distance here. Not going to say that's very exposed. Survivalist for his part, 1, 2, 3, nice, and to the rear. fantastically located. So neither player in any kind of risk of having their resources lamed, as Survivalist should discover this next. And now his 5th and final relic discovery of the game. Right as I finish that sentence, this next thing you want to see, where oh where are the forests? This is very annoying, especially against a civilization like the Celts, who very much go siege a lot of times. This is a weak spot in your wall, whereas a normal wall HP does go up in as you go up through the ages. Trees, their HP kind of stays the same, which means an onager, or even a siege onager, if we're lucky enough to see it, will have a very easy time busting into the Vietnamese base. I'm also looking at the minimap and realizing usually on Arena, you do start with a little bit of an extra pocket, a little nook, a little bit of extra space. And both of them do have it, but it's very open. It's not actually closed. What a weird, wonky little map generation we've got for ourselves here. Very interesting. Not only, again, like an Age of Empires seems to be the only RTS where this happens. Although I say that not knowing very much about many other RTSs that still exist. But the battlefield is basically the lower third of the map. The upper 2/3, I guess we're going relics. Aside from relics and a bit of neutral patches of resources, not really much happening here. But wow, I mean, I generally don't. I mean, you guys know I go down rabbit holes all the time. I might get something stuck in my craw or my jaw. Well, what's the expression? Something stuck in my craw, my craw. But seeing that they both have expansions, at least Survivalists is to the rear. You can wall this off very easily, but the Bloodless, his is in the forward position. So kind of shafted. Get it? Because it's an archer civilization. Kind of shafted is our Vietnamese, who's also, by the way, extra stone. Everyone on Arena does come with extra gold and stone outside their settlements. His extra stone is in the forward position, as is Survivalists, by the way. So both players have their extra gold, extra stone, and we're going for the good old market blacksmith combo so that we hit Castle Age. Survivalist has way too much food. Knowing Survivalist as he's playing this game, he's probably already thinking, I've got way too much food. And yeah, I overdid it on the food. Our Vietnamese, for his part, does click up to Castle Age first, but only a few seconds ahead of his opponent. Survivalist with a massive, inexcusable 3 seconds of TC idle time on his town center. And what will our players do? He's got 5 villagers on gold. Our Vietnamese only 2 at the moment. Both players at 28 villagers a pop, following their build orders. Double bid axe for our Vietnamese. Double bid axe already gotten for our Celt, who, remember, their lumberjacks already work 15% faster than normal. So, like I said, a real battle of the lumberjacks here. Lot of like I said, a lot of similarities on paper between these two civilizations. Now, you can say it doesn't really make sense what the caster is saying. What the hell is the similarity between the extra HP on an elephant and the extra HP on a, for example, I don't know, siege onager? It's not so much the unit itself, it's the philosophical similarities. Now that I mentioned Karl Marx, it's taking me back to all my high school poli-sci readings and all that stuff, making me very philosophically minded, as both players should be hitting Castle Age very, very soon. Survivalist, okay, so he's seen about 90% of the map. Doesn't really care to see much more. He knows exactly where his opponent is. He's located a bit of extra resource patches out on the map. I'm really surprised that the Bloodless just lost his scout there. Again, does he really care? Is this all part of some kind of game plan? He didn't really seem to mind it. It's not like he was microing something else back home. He wasn't like clicking up to the next age at that time. 1, 2 extra TCs to the forward position. 1, 2 extra TCs to the rear position. Let's see where they're located. A little tiny patch of bamboo here. Good amount of stone. And also with the bamboo to the rear. Survivalist, who just bought 100 stone so that he could place another TC, but again, one that's exposed to the Vietnamese war machine. If only our Vietnamese had a unit that could run around the map on a horse, maybe, with some line of sight and explore the map, maybe he would have seen where the rear pocket of his opponent is. But for now, decent location for this TC. Decent location for this one. This one I'm not too sure about. Let me know what you think in the comments. Is this a decent location for a town center? On the forward position, Survivalist knows where his opponent is. I'm not sure about this DC. I mean, if you're just going to go for wood, Why not place it a bit more secure to the rear? Okay, we'll see how that all shapes up as Survivalist spends the last of his stone. 10 more pebbles to build that wall off. And now we've got a game of economies. Our Celt should, at some point in the next, I would say maybe 5 to 10 minutes, take a massive economic lead. Although our Vietnamese is getting handcart, while our Celt doesn't even have wheelbarrow. Monk and a villager. No scout for you. So, Bloodless? I'm assuming he's going to go after the one and only relic he's seen out on the map. Where is this villager going, though? That's the more important question. We know what the monk is going to do. You kind of guess what the monk is going to do. The villager, okay? She's tired of city life. She's had enough of the hustle and bustle. Too much gold, too much stone, too much all day 24/7 axes hitting trees. I want to build myself a little cottage. Little cottage with my little bamboo, with my lantern, and my barrel of apples or bushel of apples. Survivalist sees the villager, but he can't really engage, not with 3 whole HP, but he does see the villager. So she built herself a cottage, and now she's going where? Okay. Building, this is for her family members. 2 monks are out on the field. Ballsy play out of the Bloodless, who is housed at 50 population, not knowing what the hell his opponent is going to throw at him, not knowing how many scouts are out there, knowing, by the way, that Survivalists by now should have seen all of the relics out on the map. Although, in fact, it is the Bloodless who takes the first 2 relics. Does Survivalists even have a monastery? What a weird game so far. These 2 players, by the way, meeting on the ranked ladder, have become very fun for me to watch. It's like, you know, when MBL and Heart play, I always love watching their games because you see a lot of unique units, you see a lot of awesome strategies, you see a lot of gameplay between them. It's not a very simple, yes, I shouldn't say it's always, but 9 times out of 10, you see a very fun matchup between players like Heart and MBL, and okay, there we go. But Survivalist and Bloodless lately, or as he goes by on some of his games, Light Cav OP. For someone who thinks Light Cav OP, he certainly has made no effort to go Light Cav, and somehow, even though he hasn't seen more than one, didn't see more than 1 relic early on, Bloodless is going to have 3 relics to 0 at the moment. Survivalist, again, I don't even know if he has a, yeah, he doesn't even have a monastery. So what the hell was the point of seeing all 5 of those relics? Seriously. What a wonky game so far. First kill at the 6-minute mark. Scout dying to a villager. Avenged 20 minutes later. I should say 15 minutes later. Okay, Survivalist is catching up. He's getting handcart as well. He now has 12 more villagers than his opponent. Stone mining for our Vietnamese, who has how many? 7 villagers on stone. Survivalist has 6. University going up for him as well, as is a siege workshop. But he has not seen the 5th and final relic, our Vietnamese. But you know what? 4 relics to 0? Yikes. That is not bad at all. The Vietnamese, are, unless they go elephants, not exactly a gold-intensive civilization. So having 4 relics to your opponent's 0, that is a pretty big advantage. Where are these villagers going? Okay, they're going to start mining gold in the forward position. Meanwhile, our Vietnamese has just started placing a bunch of houses. Does he think he's the Khmer that he can start shoving villagers into there? Okay. This game is just amazing. Like I said, when these 2 meet on the ranked ladder, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be a fun game. I think last match I did was about a month ago between these 2. And we saw about, what, 100 Chukanus out of that matchup? Let's see what the hell we see out of this one. Survivalist, by the way, playing incredibly defensive. I don't know if our man in Japan is tired or expects his opponent to push into him heavy, but 3 outposts along the eastern edge of his settlement. As now the monk moves in, will the RNG help? Will it work? It does work. And unfortunately, the town center not garrisoned quickly enough with enough villagers. This one will be, though. Does not manage to get the Vil kill. So, you need that. Okay, well, there you go. I question the placement of this town center, but it is, in fact, that town center that got the kill. And here we go. The Vietnamese moving out. By the way, also mining the external stone. Forward castle. Survivalist has no way out of his base anymore. Absolutely no way. He can't go out to the north. He can't go out to the east. His opponent is an Imperial. Luckily for him, castle is not yet up, which means no trebs yet. Survivalist, his castle, always a defensive castle with Survivalist. In the rear of his base, yeah, I guess he can get out of here, but then where do you go? You're stuck in that nook. So Survivalist is trapped inside of his base. And he, by the way, has been absolutely loving his ram play lately. Every time another conversion. Every time I log into Twitch at night, right before I fall asleep, and I watch a Survivalist game, doesn't matter if he's playing Huang, doesn't matter who he's playing, man, oh man, does he like his ram play, shoving a bunch of infantry units into those rams. It's not exactly a Phosphorus style, you know, shoving Janissaries or hand cannoneers into there and then ungarrison them, fire off a volley and then shove them back in. But let's see. Our Celt has his army ready. Our Vietnamese has breached the base. And he says, you know what? If you're not going to delete your own wall to get at me, I'm going to delete it for you. Another castle. 2 more siege workshops. An onager upgrade being researched. Are you going to contest? Are you really going to contest siege against the Celt as the Vietnamese? Okay. More villagers getting triangled here. Another one gets converted to the south. The one to the north gets converted as well. And now the town center falls. The villager lives. An outpost is being built. He sees all of it, by the way, does our Vietnamese. Look at this crazy amount of vision he's got of Survivalist base. He literally sees everything that Survivalist has. How is this even possible? So he can prepare against this, but Siege Ram is on the way. What does our Vietnamese have to contest this? This is starting to smell a lot like a Britain gameplay here, where the Siege Rams are just going to overwhelm the archer position. So TC is down basically immediately. Our Vietnamese is heading off campus to get more resources, but here we go, the push, and there's Furor Celtica. Survivalist has 25 seconds until his siege rams come with a ridiculous, what is it, 400 and what is it, 400 and, well, we're about to find out. My quick math in my head isn't working. 378, my apologies. What an absolute slaughter here of rams. But he's gonna get the trebuchet. That's a good get if he can. One monk dies to the south. Second monk does not die as the Woad Raider gets converted. What is happening? We've got siege rams running around amidst onagers with rattan archers firing on Woad Raiders, but somehow, with good attack rounds, enough castle fire, rattan archers, and monks, our Vietnamese still holds this forward position, and Survivalist is preparing round 2 of the attack here. More siege rams, going up to 9 of them. This time he's adding pikemen, he's adding woads, he's adding a whole bunch of infantry units. What are the upgrades on the rattan? Fully upgraded rattan archer just needs to go up to elite. Look at that pierce armor, eagle warrior level. I mean, what the hell do you do when your opponent sees your entire freaking base? Survivalist going up to a second castle as well. He's gonna have to start pumping out some Woad Raiders if he wants to overwhelm this position. Now, Woad Raiders not exactly, I don't think, the highest amount of pierce armor, but their speed and their ridiculously strong attack and their decent HP means if they can close on these rattans, they will kill them. And here we go, round 2 of the festivities is about to begin. I love that both players are just committing to the meme builds. One is going full on rams and infantry, which should be fair. I shouldn't say a mean build. It's a pretty good build against this archer heavy army. The other player, Bloodless, says, you know what? I kind of want to practice my attack rounds. So why don't I just build a whole bunch of onagers? He's going up to 9 onagers, flattens a whole bunch of his own units. By the way, I see to the north of this position that Survivalist has also taken the external resources to the north of his base. Oh, attack rounds just clip that onager. And let's see it, Survivalist. Ooh, you can't hesitate. These may not be Ethiopian torsion engine onagers with a bigger blast radius, but still 1 1/4 tile radius is a ridiculous radius. Damage, of course, tapers off. Market blacksmith combo that was so useful in the earlier stages of the game is now under attack as well. And Survivalist moves forward yet again. He is 1 or 2 volleys away, actually. Maybe just 1 more volley. Yeah, away from destroying the castle. So the first of 3 castles has fallen. That volley kind of shat the bed there. Didn't really get any onagers. Now he's taking his ire, his anger out on the villager. Okay, manages to get a ram there. Gets a second ram. But now the pikemen have closed in on the onagers. The rattans desperately. I mean, this unit has 400 HP and a 200 pierce armor. That is a you're attacking it with archers. That's not going to happen. That is not going to happen. That's not going to work out for these rattan archers, which means Survivalists should be able to retreat with these rams. Pretty much safe and sound. One might fall just by virtue of sheer numbers here. 37 rattans means they do 1 damage apiece. The 37 HP points reduce 37 hit points reduced from a ram every single time. Now, where the hell do you think you're going, Mr. Trebuchet? Speaking of, where the hell do you think you're going, Mr. Seadram? Treb does fall. Survivalist retreats to the rear of his base. Patch of gold. 3 patches of gold have been lamed. External stone has been lamed. External gold unminable. Survivalist is in a rough spot. He's keeping up army count. Okay, 1 onager down. Second onager. Nope. All of those pikemen die. And like I said, the rattan for a foot archer with a base of a 7 attack is a pretty decent attack. And there is paper money, by the way. So we are going full on bourgeoisie as these lumberjacks are going to start trickling in a little bit of gold. I forget the exact amount of gold. It's not a lot. It's like 4 cents per dollar. 4 gold for every wood, for every 100 wood or something like that. Survivalist, having expended the stone over here, thinks that he can mine the gold over here, but little does he know there's already a mining camp over there. And our Vietnamese is unrelenting. Another fantastic attack round out of red. Another fantastic attack round out of red. But if the ram can close in on the onager, it is literally one-shotting. It's 65 HP bonus damage to a unit with 60 HP. And look at that, Survivalist gets all of the onagers. And this is the perfect moment for the Celt to strike, because there are no more attack rounds. He's bringing forth a whole bunch of villagers. The rams probably sacrificial so that the 3 trebs here in the back, because yes, there are 3 here, even though 2 of them are stacked, will start shelling away at that castle. What the hell are you repairing? I don't know what the hell that animation was, but the villagers are returning home, having seen that his opponent has already taken all of the resources out on the map. And now we're transitioning into infantry. Okay. 41 minutes into the game, our Vietnamese says, you know what? I just remembered that rams come with negative melee armor, so infantry might be a good idea. Ooh, and red is now discovering all the expansions of the Celt. To the south, the Trebs are shelling away. Where are these pikemen going? They're going after a villager, but doesn't really matter. They're not going to get anything done. Not against this many rattan archers. In the meantime, those Survivalists struggling to hit 100 and even 150 population. Bloodless is already completely capped at 200. And look at the upgrades, just now getting thumb ring, roiding his infantry to the hilt. Vietnamese do not get blast furnace. That just wouldn't be fair. for anyone facing their battle elephants with 420 HP. I have a sense here with Survivalist villager count being 51 below his opponent that we are about to see a massive one and done battle. If he wins the battle, it'll be at a significant cost. I don't even know how he's going to continue the game if he does. If he doesn't, it's going to be an immediate GG. All of the infantry, I say all the infantry, there's no infantry yet. Non-existent, as, oh, Woad Raiders look like they bit the dust against those Rattans. Oh no, oh no. Missed opportunity there. Fantastic play here for Survivalist. Gets all the Trebs, gets all the onagers as well. All the Trebs that are attacking, 2 of them are retreating, and now our Vietnamese has no choice but to retreat. But this is what I'm talking about. Even if Survivalist wins this battle, it's going to come at a cost. His are melee units. They need to close ranks with your enemy. And now he discovers, by the way, that his opponent has added no fewer than 5 barracks. He doesn't know about the back 2. Even if he can dislodge this Rattan archer force, what is the follow-up? There is no follow-up. The Bloodless takes an absolute victory here. Look at the frickin' kill count, 297 to 70. My voice is still not 100%, but wow, 230 more kills than your opponent. More than 5 times, almost 6 times the villager kills at 101 to 18. And our Vietnamese just saying, hey, you know what? Let me show you the mobility of the Rattan. Let me show you the mobility of the second fastest foot archer in the game after the Mayan plumed. And even though you can try to close with the second fastest foot soldier in the game, oh man, the attack rounds coming in clutch. But you saw the second the ram closed in on those onagers, it was literally a love tap and the onager died. I wonder if Survivalist needed like 15 rams instead of his 9 that he had earlier. Because this, how many kills on the Rattan archers? Holy shit, 163 kills on 58 units. That's almost 3 kills apiece. And I wonder if Survivalist had pushed forward. If he didn't see the barracks, would he have kept playing? But now that he saw this transition, he's realizing that, okay, now even if I close in on my enemy, there's no way I can dislodge him. I'm down to 120 population. I'm being harassed to the north. My entire base has been laid barren and waste, and there's nothing. I've got 53 gold in the bank. That's enough for absolutely nothing. Wow, 121 woads, 28 rams. Again, I wonder if this was like 50 rams, if it would have made a difference. 20 onagers, 86 rattan, swordsmen and pikemen, PKPM, middle of the game, or rather towards the end. PKPM, speaking of the end, right at the end of the game, literally 20 seconds ago, for our victor. Resources gathered, holy moly, all 5 relics. And like I said, the Vietnamese, not a gold intensive civilization. The Rattan archer is just the usual 45 gold of an archer unit. So this is a lot of bows and arrows that you can afford with that much gold. Holy, almost 6,000 more gold than your opponent, almost double the stone. Food, our Celt wins it by a little bit, but wood, oh man, it's not every day you see the Celtic lumberjack taken to Pound Town by someone else, but the bourgeois take it in this game. 5 conversions on top of the 5 relics, 45 raisings to 10. I mean, the numbers are just all stacking up horribly for Survivalist. I wonder why he played so defensively. Did he think he could hold with his ram infantry attack? But it doesn't really matter. The Bloodless, who lost his scouts so early on, literally 6 minutes into the game. Somehow I thought that would mean Survivalist took all 5 relics, but Survivalist had absolutely no interest in the relics. Can you imagine what our Celt could have done with 33, how much was it? 30, I can just look here. 3,300 extra gold right now. If he had, minus of course the cost of the monks that you need to train to gather the relics. So let's say you needed 5, how many monks did our, oh yeah, it doesn't say. Let's say you had 5 monks and you needed to spend 500 gold. 2,800 gold extra in his pocket right now. I think Survivalist wouldn't have been so quick to GG, but maybe seeing the barracks, I think, was the nail in the coffin, losing a bit of a Woad Raider force here, getting his northern expansion attacked and denied. And as much as you can put a castle here, that's not going to stop archer units with range. As you can see, dead body, dead body, dead body, dead bodies everywhere. Our Vietnamese just absolutely steamrolling our Celt. And what an epic game. What a wonky game. Like I said, the expansions for the players were weird. The opening of the game was weird with the dead scout, survivalist discovering all 5 relics and then making no attempt to gather them. The 3 outposts compared to the the blockade here of the Celtic gates. And wow, what a fun game. We got to see the power of the attack grounds of the Bloodless here. I guess he just wanted, like I said, maybe he just wanted to practice his attack grounds. You never know why the players do what they do unless you watch their live streams and they explain it. But for those of us who watch recordings after the fact, we kind of have to put 2 and 2 together. And 9 times out of 10, we're probably wrong. But the bottom line was a super fun game. Wish we could have seen a few more siege rams and a few more woad raiders. And look at this. Oh my goodness, this 2-handed swordsman is in the wrong part of frickin' town. Bloods in the crypts. I forget which one's red, which one's blue. But he is going home in a wambulance. This guy, he is not long for this world. But unfortunately, the follow-up is going to be even more deadly. Not that the Bloodless has population space for a follow-up. Who's kidding who? He's got 11 2-handed swordsmen. And he doesn't even have enough space to build his onagers or train his onagers. Oh, pardon me. Excusez-moi. All 3 of them are about to pop out. My apologies. Well, there you go. Silly caster. In any event, what an absolute fantastic game. No wonder the Bloodless didn't mind losing his scout right from the get-go. He knew, as the Vietnamese always do, exactly where his opponent was. He knew exactly with the with the original scouting of the scout, where the gates were and where he wanted to build those 2 segments of towers and the outpost, more importantly, that was next to it for a little bit. That gave him so much vision of survivalist base. And after that, it was just game plan, attack, incrementally, converting villagers left, right, and center. And wow, what an absolute fun, bonkers game. I think it was 4 villager kills in that 1 woad raider here earlier on in the game. But unfortunately for Survivalist, he gets steamrolled by the Vietnamese lumberjack. I mean, he did a good job expanding to the north. By the time he wanted to reach out for these resources, they were already taken. And the Bloodless just absolutely pedal to the metal this entire game from about minute 25 to 30 around. Just non-stop construction, training, attack. And with that game plan, he is victorious. But GG in a very fun, very bloody battle, a one-sided bloody battle to both players.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.